W. The mistake that saved millions. Alexander Fleming and penicillin. 1-1. The setup, 1928, London. Alexander Fleming was a Scottish bacteriologist working at St. Mary's Hospital. He was studying Staphylococcus bacteria. Before leaving for a 2-week vacation in August 1928, he stacked a bunch of Petri dishes with bacteria cultures in his lab sink. He forgot to clean them. 2. The mistake, a dirty Petri dish. When he returned in September, he noticed something weird in one dish. A mold, later identified as Penicillium notatum, had accidentally contaminated it. This wasn't unusual. Lab contamination happened all the time. Most scientists would have just thrown it away. But Fleming noticed something strange. Around the mold, there was a clear ring where no bacteria were growing. Everywhere else in the dish, bacteria thrived, but near the mold, they were dead. 3. The realization, an invisible killer. Fleming realized the mold was secreting some substance that killed bacteria but didn't seem to harm human cells. That was huge. At the time, bacterial infections like pneumonia, sepsis, or even a simple cut could kill you. There were no antibiotics. He named the substance penicillin after the mold Penicillium. In 1929, he published his findings, showing it could kill many dangerous bacteria. The 10-year gap, why it was ignored. Here's the twist. Nobody cared for a decade. Why? Hard to produce. Penicillin was unstable and Fleming couldn't isolate enough of it to use as a drug. No funding interest. Other scientists thought it was just a lab curiosity. Sulfa drugs were new. In the 1930s, sulfa drugs were the hot new treatment, so pharma wasn't looking for alternatives. So Fleming's discovery sat in journals, gathering dust. 5. World War II changes everything. Fast forward to 1939, WWP breaks out. Soldiers weren't just dying from bullets, they were dying from infected wounds. Sepsis, gangrene, pneumonia were killing more troops than combat. Sulfa drugs weren't enough. In 1940, 2 scientists at Oxford, Howard Florey and Ernst Chain, rediscovered Fleming's 1929 paper. They figured out how to purify penicillin and produce it in usable amounts. By 1941, they tested it on a police officer with a severe infection. He started recovering in days until they ran out of penicillin and he died. That proved it worked, but they needed mass production. 6. The mass production miracle. The US government jumped in during 1942-1943. They launched a huge project to mass produce penicillin using deep tank fermentation. By D-Day in 1944, there was enough penicillin to treat all Allied soldiers. The result? Death rates from bacterial infections in soldiers dropped from 90% to under 10%. For the first time in history, a wound didn't mean a death sentence. At 7. The legacy. In 1945, Fleming, Florey, and Chain shared the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Penicillin kicked off the entire antibiotic era. Today, antibiotics save 200+ million lives per year. Why the mistake matters. Fleming himself called it luck. He said, "When I woke up just after dawn on September 28, 1928, I certainly didn't plan to revolutionize all medicine by discovering the world's first antibiotic, but I suppose that was exactly what I did." The lesson. 1. Observation perfection. He didn't